Hey, I'm Kelly, and I'm an active finance professional who loves Excel. One of the functions that I found myself using on a relatively regular basis is the VStack function. VStack stands basically for vertical stacking, and it's where you have the ability to merge two different similarly formatted data sets into one larger table that's going to update as new data comes in or as data updates. For me, just as an example, I use this a lot because I've got budget data coming from me from one location and actual data coming to me from another. And this allows me to merge them into one large table, which I can later pivot and do a bunch of different analytics on. And I don't need to kind of update, copy, paste every day. The data just flows. So I'm going to show you a very brief or smaller example, and then hopefully you can find some ways to kind of incorporate into your day and make it a little easier. So looking over at the Excel grid, we've got two lists here. Both lists have the same content, just different data. So list 1 is brand of bubblegum, flavor of bubblegum. List 2, brand of bubblegum, flavor of bubblegum. So again, I've got it on one sheet. These could be from two completely separate files, but for sake of example, they're both here and kind of nice and pretty. So what I want is I basically want one list. So one list that's merging list 1 and list 2 here. And we're going to start off simple. So VStack, again, vertical stacking, because I want the list to kind of go up and down. VStack, array 1 and array 2. For right now, I'm going to highlight just the brand columns. So that's my array 1 and that's my array 2. Enter. It has now listed, if I scroll down, it's basically merged those two data sets. So in its simplicity, you just need one column. You're basically creating a comprehensive list from two data sets. Easy peasy, you've done it here. A couple things that we can go ahead and layer onto this before we expand to the full grid. One, you can see there's duplicates here. I might not want duplicates in my data, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add the unique function. Just unique, close out, pretty simple. Perfect. Now we have a consolidated list, no duplicates, pretty clean. The other thing I'm going to add is sort. So sort, open, and close. It's going to default to alphabetical. Perfect. Now I have the same data in that list format, alphabetically sorted, nice and clean, unique. Beautiful. Here's where VStack is also quite handy. So for sake of this first example, I just pulled in brand, but say I also want flavor. I can go back into this original array and let's update all of this. So rather than just the brand column, my first array is going to be that first kind of table, comma, my second array is going to be that full second list. Enter. It's all still there. And notice it's still doing the duplicate calculation and the sort calculation, but that unique calculation is still showing, maybe it's listing the brand name multiple times, but when the flavor is different. So it's actually incorporating that full combination of brand and flavor. Again, this is where I think this is really powerful. One is a standalone function, but also when you think about how you can kind of nest it into other functions. The other thing that I think is of incredible value with VStack and these more dynamic functions is, like I said, for my analysis, a lot of times I use pivot tables or run formulas off of this. So just to show you real quick, you could easily just insert a pivot table using this data. And for sake of right now, I am going to put it right here, just so you can see it. There we go. So I can pull in my brand, I can pull in my flavor. It's all right here. So again, as this data changes, your VStack table is going to change and then your pivot's going to change. So it's all going to flow through. Very impressive. So hopefully you can find ways to use it.